Welcome to the review of the kettle, the Kelly Kettle. So here I'm reviewing the whole video. I'm asking, is the Kelly Kettle, is it dangerous? So here you see me describing the Kelly Kettle. You can go back to the video and watch it again if you wish. Um, it's also called a rocket stove, and you'll see why when we go outside. I'm inside now, um, demonstrating. That's where the fuel goes. The Kelly Kettle goes on top, and then we also you know the there's a in there that where I'm pointing was where the water goes, and you seal that, and in there is like a chimney. That opening is called a chimney, and you put the fuel in there once the fuel underneath there gets going. And the handle that I'm holding up is supposed to be able to use that to pour the water when you're outside, but I'm not 100% sure about that. We'll see when we get outside. The whole thing about this video is how to use it, and is it actually safe? When you think that we're in deep bush, deep forestry, is this safe? And if it's not safe, how can we make it safe? And these are the things that I'm taking with me on the walk. You may want to do the same. Taking a knife in a sheath. That was dedicated or given to me by my husband, you know, the woodsman spirit. And I'm taking a cotton wool, and I put a tiny bit of Vaseline on that. Because if you get outside and it's very damp, how are you going to actually manage? So I thought, well, why don't we take some of that? And then I'm taking some milk because I want a cup of tea. I'm going to make a cup of tea in the Kelly Kettle when I'm outside. I'm taking it in glass. And yes, glass is environmentally friendly, but I'm also thinking when you're outside, you're in the forest, the wild animals are around, if you break the glass. There's all things that I'm thinking back on now. And I'm taking the tea bags. I don't think there's any issues with that. And I'm taking a mug made of metal. And it's not too big. Okay. Okay, I'm taking some matches. I'm not so sure. My only concern as I watched the film, as I continued to review the video, is do we need to take the matches in the box, in a Ziploc bag? What is that about? Is that a good thing? You'll see as we go on. Or you can make a comment and say what you think. That's the lighter that I'm taking. I'll show you quickly how to demonstrate the lighter. So demonstrating the lighter looks okay. Go a bit close up to see how that is doing. And this is the water bottle. I have an issue with this water bottle in the bush. In retrospect, I'm thinking the water bottle should really be should be metal. And we have enough metal water bottles in the house. I'm showing you the cavity where the water is poured. And then I'm going to be putting the Kelly Kettle back in its container. That's what it came in. That's the paper instructions about the kettle. And that's the rucksack or pack sack that I'm taking. It's only small because we're traveling quite lightweight. It's old, but it's clean. It's good. We use it over and over again. and we're packing up everything in it. The cup. Oh, actually, I decided to put the cup in with the cotton wool with the bit of Vaseline. I don't think it's a problem. That's a knife with a sheath. It's sheathed, so I think it's okay in the rucksack. I'm already struggling with the plastic water bottle. But the whole idea is that to take a water bottle, because you have a water bottle anyway that you usually drink in. In the winter you probably drink less as you walk, but in the summer you walk in and you drink in too. So this is not an extra that you're carrying really. And I'm thinking I'm not liking these so much, these pouches on the outside of the rucksack. Especially because it's an older one, so I think we've got to be very careful and zip it up. And then here we got the pack sack. And we're putting the Kelly kettle back in its nice lightweight. As you can see, I'm putting the guard back on the base. In retrospect, it would be good to have a backpack that has a more solid squared base, really, so it can stand up. So I don't know what's your thinking. Could you just comment as well? You subscribers, visitors, please feel free to comment. I'm happy for the comments. Those are amazing roses on the table that my husband bought me. They're incredibly beautiful. So that's it. This Kelly kettle, it was purchased in a thrift store. So there are more newer modern ones with lots more attachments than this. So beginning to experimenting with this Kelly kettle is perfect. And this is the first trip ever out with it, so I'm keen to see in future. It's connecting well, so we're gonna see in a moment as we're in the kitchen diner here. I'm gonna have to try and get that water bottle back at the side. Already I'm having some serious considerations about this water bottle, but anyway, let's go with it and see how we go. Nice. We can get off on the journey now. Okay. So we're ready to go, and here we are. I'm outside here. Snow, and there's a bit of ice underfoot. So if you see me pausing sometimes, it's because I'm trying to be as sure-footed as possible. In fact, usually we have a lot more snow than this, and it feels a lot safer, but you're going deeper down. But this year it's incredibly more warmer than it usually is. It's probably about -8, -9 out there now, but this time of the year we're normally at -20, 25. So you got melted snow, ice a bit underfoot, so you got to be careful. And as you can see, my outdoor stuff is always the bright green jacket and the bright colored coat. They're actually the Virtuous Mountain Woman brand colors, but they look so well in the forest because you can't miss me. I'm there, and you see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make up my mind which is the right path to go on. Okay, so I'm coming back, not from there's the house, and we're actually going on our property. We go 20 acres of land, so we've got quite a bit. We've got a lot of space to walk on, but decisions. Where am I going to go? You know, so I've decided to, I'm just talking a little bit about what I'm doing. So if you want to go, we'll leave the link in this link, so you can actually this video at the end, so you can actually go in and watch this video again as well. This is the review video. So just as you can see, that I've decided to go upwards, walk instead of walking across, go upwards on the path. The trees everywhere, lots of trees have fallen as well, so so you've got to really mind your step. Here I am coming again up the same path. I think this is a repeat, but it is what it is. So trying to walk as steadily as possible. And this was a previous video we saw as well. So I'm sort of feeling some cold now, but I don't really get cold, really cold, unless I'm at really down in the -15, -17. I've got really strong tolerance for cold. So okay, so let's get more into the bush now. Same path, and you see as the previous video film. So we're going to go up and hopefully begin to find a place to settle down with the Kelly Kettle. Okay, let's keep going. The concern for me taking out the Kelly Kettle. Wow, I'm walking up a different path now. Wow. Wow. It is how safe it is it in the middle of forestry. How safe is this kettle? Hopefully I'm making some inroads now. Keep on going. So we have a mixed forestry here. We have silver birch, yellow birch, aspen, spruce, Douglas, lots of Douglas. When we first came on the land, there was a lot of spruce, not as much now. And you can see on the left there, that stump, it's an indication that years ago this land was harvested by forestry. So it's all forestry land, which is great, which means that there's so much vegetation that's really interesting on the land. We'll see more of that in the summertime. So the rucksack is going okay, and I'm hoping we can move into a place where we can start looking at demonstrating the Kelly Kettle. In retrospect, because I've walked this path before and I've going through this video, I'm thinking at this point in the walk, I should have been gathering fuel ready for the fire, because the fuel burns away so fast, and that I didn't realize, because the power in the kindling is so fast once you get it going. So I'm walking by some Douglas there. They're quite tall. There's snow on the trees, a tiny bit of wind, not a lot. Hopefully find a place now where we can say, yeah, this is absolutely. So here we go. I'm deciding what I'll be using for kindling. I'm going for the lichen, which is growing off the trees, because you know, as the cleaner the air, the more lichen is, or some people call them old man's beard, and that lights up pretty fast. And even if it's snowy, it's pretty dry, so that would be easy to kindle the fire. So here I'm gonna put this down, and then what I'm going now is I'm seeking really for I'd like some bark, so I'm finding some birch bark here. I think the birch bark is so soft as well and light, so easy to start the fire inside the Kelly kettle. Nice, beautiful. Okay, so I know exactly where to go if I need some more. Nice. What are your thoughts? Are you used to being outside and lighting fires safely in the bush? Is it something that you'd like to do, or is it something that you've done before? I'm going now for some more. So I've got my eye on over there. As you can see, I want to get some cones. Because it's winter, I'm going for a tree that's fallen over, where the cones tend to be drier. In the summer, I would just be taking the cones straight off the forest floor. This is good. Very good. That's good. That's it. That's good amount, so I think, to begin with. But there's a tiny bit of dampness in them, but not so damp as you can't actually assist to light a fire with it. So let's keep going. Nice. So you see I'm already struggling with the plastic water bottle. I changed from the water bottle I started with. If you notice, it was a lilac colour. Now I've got a blue, but I'm still not happy with the water bottle. It's better, it's easier for carrying the water, but I just think a metal would have been better. Yeah, okay. So water bottle. My thinking in retrospect is that maybe we need to have a little, like a screen made of wood, very quick, where we can put all of these stuff behind and further up, away from where the Kelly kettle will be lit. And I think I'm showing again the spout. And that's the thing, and how it's going to be, water's going to be poured once it's hot. I have my reservations about that, for sure. And showing the chimney, and then of course you're going to take the base off, and had to do a bit of a, that's it, that's fine. Okay, you can see where the base will be for the stove to be lit, and then it will be on top of it. That's it. So is it safe? As you can see, my question is it safe? The answer is yes, it's safe. However, I think a space needs to be further away from where the kettle is going to be lit. And we've got the matches there. I'm not so sure we need the matches. So do we need to bring the matches out? Yes, we do. But you can carry matches in a tin and carry a smaller amount. And there we have the lighter. And the thing is why I probably, to be honest about bringing the matches out, is because I've never used this lighter before. So I don't actually know. Yeah. No. And the cup. And the minute I've come out here, my concern is about the Ziploc bags. Yes, we are very careful. Yes, we can manage. But is there a better option than using the Ziploc bag? And is there a better option than bringing the milk in a glass container? So these are the things that, in terms of safety, if we're not in the winter but we're in summer, if we are in a more windy situation, and we put the Ziploc down on the floor and it blows away, of course we'll run after it and we'll pick it up. But this is not about that. It's about, should we be using alternative for safer and more environmentally efficient, is what we're thinking, is my thinking. Please go ahead and make your comments. And I'm ready now to start lighting the stove. You can see as I'm putting down on the base, I'm really depending on the silver birch a lot, and the old man's beard or lichen. We're privileged that we live 3,500 feet above sea level, which means that the air is so pure, the air is so clean. We just could not ask for better air conditioning, really. So what I'm looking at now is, okay, you can see that I'm using the lighter, so I've not even touched the matches. So for such a large packet of matches in a Ziploc bag, I'd say not safe and not necessary. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I'm showing this again. You see, I could slow motion it, but there's no need because you can see really clearly what we're doing here. Good. We're gonna light. Okay. So we've got a fair amount of kindling, or fuel, as I would say in this situation. But in retrospect, I think we could have carried a lot more. We could have carried a lot more. Nice. It's come together. Okay. Nice. So can you see what I'm doing there? I'm using the cotton wool with the bit of Vaseline to help to fuel the stove. Yeah, and then I'm putting the main stove on it now, and it's not as stable as it should be. So in future, I think maybe I will probably dig around and maybe make a bit of a well on the earth, so that we have a bit more stability. You see, I'm moving it so that it can be a lot more stable. It's good, and the fuel is going down and down, and it's brilliant. Look at the flames that come out of there. It's stunning, brilliant. Woo. And we're taking the camera right. You can see right down into that chimney. Perfect. Beautiful. I'm using the knife to just get in extra bit in, and just keep on. We have to keep on putting that fuel in. Keep putting it in. Keep putting it in. And it's a good unit. It's not going to fall over, and it's very, very good in wind, I'm told. So in terms of safety, no problem. No problem. Wow. I'm repeating that whole procedure over again. There, this is it. Woo! I'm a bit nervous. Can you see that? I'm a bit nervous, but I'm keep going, because you need to feel that. And I'm gonna come over this side and get a better grip. And I still think if we use the metal water can, that would probably be a lot better. Woo! That's amazing. See, that's really going now. I'd say 5 minutes. And there we're seeing that it's beautiful flame. Absolutely beautiful flame. Woo! But you got the Ziploc bags out there. You got the matches out there. They need to be put back in the rucksack or pack sack and nearer to a tree, or have a small little tin that they're sealed in and put back in the thing. So this is the first time that we've gone out with the Kelly Kettle. So I think the second time we need to be looking at this video and what we've learned. And so again, I'm seeing the Ziploc bag on the floor. It will not be left on the forest floor, but the fact is it's lying there. And if it was a windy day, I would have to be chasing it down to pick it up. So these are safety things that we have to really look at. Nice. Really good flame. Can you see the camera coming down onto the kettle there? Because soon it's going to start boiling. Yeah, you can see that activity. Woo, look at that. Look at that flame. It's creating the most amazing flame. So it'll be ready boiled. Yeah, can you see how fast it boils? Stunning. Okay, and now we're going to try and... So my husband's out there with me, so it's my project. So I'm going to find a way to take it off. That's it. And you see that flame that's going on there? It's stunning. It's brilliant. It's a tiny little thing like that can create such an amazing flame, and it's so hot. It's so effective. So in that sense, it's not dangerous. It's a safe unit, but it's us human beings really how we manage that unit. And again, we've got the bags on the floor, the Ziploc bag, the matches. We need to tidy up, use different vessels, use different things to carry. But now I'm more concerned at the moment in safely getting that water out. And we've got a problem here. There's an issue. The chain that is supposed to be helpfully pour the water is actually caught up on the handle. So when we get back, we have to look at that. And I'm not sure what the new Kelly kettles are like. They may have a different way of pouring. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping that in a minute that I'll be... Woo, that's beautiful. That I'll be getting a drink of my tea in a minute. Let's see. Just watch this flame for a bit. The snow around is a safety thing as well at this moment in time, so that you're excused for a bit. But when it comes to summertime and you're out there, they need to really step up in terms of... in terms of how I'm managing the Kelly Kettle out there. Yeah. So the answer is it safe? What do you think? I think, write your comments below on what you think about the little Kelly Kettle. And upon using it, I would say it's safe. But I think it has to be managed. You have to learn to use it correctly, and be aware of the surroundings that you're in. So we're showing that video over again of how we're managing to take that off the Kelly Kettle. Oh. And the flames are just stunning, really just amazing. There's a great sense of accomplishment, but it was also a test, an experiment to see how the Kelly Kettle works, and what I've learned from being out there doing this exercise. There's my tea bag. And it's not a joke when you're out in the cold. This is not minus 35 or minus 32, but it's still cold. And if you want to have a drink, pack your stuff up and get going again and carry on your walk, exploring, and knowing that you have a nice cup of tea and you can just really enjoy the outdoors. In terms of carrying the Kelly Kettle, I had no problems with it at all because it really is really light. And this is an old one that we got from the thrift store, so you can imagine the newer ones, right? And this is what I'm asking about. Look at the knife, it's out of its sheath. It should be back in its sheath. We've already mentioned a million times about the Ziploc bags. So there's so much to learn from this. But the main thing is getting that hot drink. And it's a journey, and there we have the cup of tea's made. Amen. in a different space, what I would be doing is getting a block of wood or something so that I can a block of wood so that I can sit down. So you see, I'm burning. That's what it's a good thing about the Kelly Kettle, right? The base, you can burn anything that's there, anything that like the cover to the tea bag that doesn't need to go back. And I'm starting to put everything together now. So in conclusion, I would say the Kelly Kettle is safe. What the issue of safety is about we who use it, how we manage ourselves, how we manage ourselves in the woods, how we manage the things that we bring, and the things that we can't. We carry in our Kelly Kettle and in our backpacks. Are they things that are, safe? For the environment, but on the whole, I'd say, yeah, I'd use the Kelly Kettle again. I'm more than happy to use it again and come out and do another thing with it. And this is a ode to Black women in beautiful spaces. We're getting out there and we're experimenting and we're enjoying the countryside. We get a connection with nature. And the Kelly Kettle is just one thing. There'll be other outside things equipment and tools that I'll be trying as the weeks go by. You can see in my channel and comment on. So, what do you think to the Kelly Kettle? What's your thoughts? I think what I'm doing there is I'm just going back over the things and what I've been using and what is safe. And I say, yeah, we're very safe. And you can see that I really, really enjoy being outside and being in the peace. That's good. Tidying up, making sure that everything is, as we discussed, everything has to be back in its place so that we don't miss anything. Everything tidy up and ready to go. So on the whole, the review on the Kelly